Rules of Origin. Exporting to a large market is a smart strategy for giving your goods maximum exposure, especially after being successful at the local level. The CARIFORUM EU Economic Partnership Agreement, otherwise known as the EPA, can help Caribbean exporters access over 500 million new consumers in the EU. The EPA offers duty and quota-free concessions to exporters, making it easier for them to sell competitively to consumers. However, in order to capitalize on these concessions, exporters must be able to prove that their products were in fact made in a CARIFORUM country. The concept of proving an economic nationality of goods, in other words, where the goods were made, is referred to as meeting the rules of origin requirements. Goods are considered as having originated in CARIFORUM in two ways. 1. They are wholly obtained. Wholly obtained goods are finished goods sourced or manufactured in a CARIFORUM country. These tend to be natural resources/mineral products such as bauxite and aluminium, fruits and vegetables grown and harvested in CARIFORUM countries, live animals and animal products, fish and fish products, and so on. A list of all wholly obtained goods can be found in the text of the agreement. 2. Goods that are manufactured with inputs from a country outside of CARIFORUM, but still meet the processing and manufacturing criteria outlined in the agreement, are also considered as originating once they have gone through a process of transformation for the final product. Let's take a closer look at what happens when manufacturers use inputs from other countries but still want to benefit from EPA Rules of Origin preferences. Suppose you are a CARIFORUM manufacturer of a pepper sauce who combines inputs or ingredients sourced from overseas suppliers in the USA or Canada with local components to produce finished products at a factory in Belize. The EPA recognizes that many CARIFORUM manufacturers may need to source components from external suppliers for economic and other supply-related reasons. The EPA includes a condition called the General Tolerance Rule, which permits the use of inputs from countries outside of CARIFORUM and the EU, as long as the total value of these inputs do not exceed 15% of the ex-work price of the product. Ex-work refers to the cost of the good at the factory before including the shipping value. Your pepper sauce would still be eligible for duty and quota-free concessions once it meets the requirements set out in the agreement. Here are the 3 basic EPA stipulations for a product to be considered originating. The finished product must reflect sufficient working or transformation. This means that the inputs must be changed into a completely new and distinctive product. The finished product has a tariff heading or HS code that is different from that of inputs. The value of inputs which come from outside the region should not exceed the maximum amount allowed for your specific product when compared to its final ex-work price. The product must have undergone a specific technological operation, and this process must go beyond the basic steps that are outlined in the EPA. If your product has only gone through the minimal operations identified here, then it will never be considered originating. For instance, you would not be able to simply package and label hot peppers from another country and export them to Europe. A combination of the 3 criteria identified could also be used to determine origin, and exporters should ensure that they understand and comply with these rules to fully benefit from preferences. The agreement goes a step further by making it possible for CARIFORUM manufacturers, through a concept known as cumulation, to source inputs from the EU, other ACP countries, the overseas countries and territories, and neighboring developing states in Central America, Colombia, Cuba, Mexico, and Venezuela, and still be considered originating. Essentially, the exporter in Belize could source hot peppers from Mexico, and the final bottled pepper sauce product would still be considered originating. However, cumulation with neighboring countries is not automatic, and individual CARIFORUM states must apply to utilize this provision. Finally, your goods must be shipped directly to the EU to benefit from preferential treatment, and you must have the correct documentation to accompany your product. The EUR1 Movement Certificate will prove that your goods have been shipped directly to the EU. These forms can be obtained from your local customs department. A declaration, referred to as the invoice declaration, given by the exporter on an invoice, a delivery note, or any other commercial document which describes the products concerned in sufficient detail to enable them to be identified. Visit the EU Trade Help Desk for more information on the product-specific rules of origin for your product, and contact your local customs office or relevant business support organisation for assistance with the required documentation. Be sure to check out all the videos in Caribbean Exports Exporting to the EU series to find out about food safety, product safety, labelling and packaging requirements, and much more. Contact us at Caribbean Export for more information and technical assistance.